Are you still scheduling appointments with a paper calendar? Well, that is what we're used to, it's what we're familiar with. However, you might be missing out on some of the excellent features of CompassWave's calendar. I wanted to show you a bit about how that works. This is the calendar page. It's under the calendar button at the left. There's no drop-down menu underneath calendar, so you can just click on the link. And on this page, we see the calendar, the schedule, and the new appointment drawers. So what we can do is on the calendar, click a day. Say Wednesday, September 16th. Now I've already set up my company business hours. I've set my time zone. I've set all my booking form multipliers. Um, if you are curious about how to set all that up, please visit our How to Set Up Your Booking Form video. That'll be very helpful in that case, but I'm sort of assuming you've already gone through all of that. So what you'll see here is that we don't have any appointments this day on September 16th, so there's nothing that shows up. So let's fix that. Let's create an appointment. We'll go down and click New Appointment. Now notice September 16th is still selected, and so that's when it'll be finding appointments for us. We get to choose an estimate. Say Johnny Jaros here. You get to set your estimate, your appointment length. So we'll say 60 minutes. You can also set it in hours if it's a longer appointment. Which time of day would work best? Morning, afternoon, evening. You get to choose that. And then also, should this appointment be recurring? Typically, appointments will be weekly, so you select every 7 days, or you can set it in weeks as well. Or you could just uncheck this and make it a one-time appointment. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Find Availability, and it pulls up 4 options for us: 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and 3 p.m., all on September 16th, because that's still the date that we're looking up. Now notice that we already set our company cleaners. We already set that up in the How to Set Up Your Booking Form video. Right now I only have the one cleaner, that's me, Jaden. And so it's only finding slots in my schedule. Now if I had several cleaners, it would look through all the cleaners' schedules and find appropriate slots in their schedules. So what I'm going to do is select 1 p.m. and now it'll open up the schedule again for us, and now it doesn't say there are no appointments this day. Now it gives us our timeline for the day, because now we have an appointment to show on it. So we have our time set to open at 11:15, and each tick mark is 15 minutes. So you see 11:15, 11:30, 11:45, 12. And we go down all the way, we go to 4:15 when our day ends. And it maps our appointment to this block of time here from 1 to 2. So we have it starts at 1 p.m. It was 60 minutes long, so that would end us at 2. We see Johnny Jaros is the name. We already invoiced him. Remember in the previous video about invoicing, he already paid. And then we have the ability to cancel that appointment as well. Now, when scheduling these appointments, just a note, it is going to take drive time into account. So it's going to use a software like Google Maps to make sure that you have time to drive between each appointment. So it's not going to schedule another appointment half an hour away at 2 p.m. It's going to make sure that you have a half an hour to get there. And so if you want to, you can always cancel the appointment and recreate it if you end up thinking that the drive time wasn't enough, because in the end, you probably know your neighborhood better than the computer does. But it's a very convenient feature. Most of the time, you won't ever have to mess with that. So now if we go back up to our calendar, now we have our 16th here that we selected. This is the little check mark showing that we have an appointment that day. And as we notice on the 23rd and the 30th, we have that check mark too, because that appointment was set to recur every 7 days. So now every Wednesday at 1 p.m. we will have that appointment. If we go to October, we see every Wednesday we have that appointment, every Wednesday in November. And so then until it's canceled, from now on, we will have this appointment. In fact, when your customers end up scheduling appointments that might conflict with each other, like say they schedule an appointment on, I don't know, say they schedule an appointment on Wednesday at 1 p.m., like we just did. But then one Wednesday in particular, you'd like to take the day off, and you set a company hour exception, like we had talked about. And so then when your your new appointment conflicts with that exception, that day that you have off, Compass Wave is automatically going to move that appointment to the next day, so that you'll always have time to do all of your appointments. So that's how we schedule an appointment manually on our side of things. Now I want to show you, you noticed when I was creating an appointment, we have Tom Lawrence here. I'm actually in the middle of creating his, or doing his estimate over here in our estimate tool. So this is when Tom Lawrence is done. He got his estimate. He can get his PDF. This is the price that we came up with. It's a little high, but those were example numbers. He got an email about the estimate with the PDF on it. We got an email with the estimate PDF and a calculation PDF that helps us understand how we arrived at that number. And now Tom is here at this screen. So if you have your booking form turned on, again, the how to set up your booking form video goes into how to do that. We can click, or Mr. Lawrence here can click book appointment. And he'll see a calendar too. He can select a day, the 17th. He can select the time of day that he'd like. He can select how often he'd like the appointment to recur, and if he'd like it to recur. Click Show Available Times. Now from the data that we got via our minute multipliers that we talked about in the How to Set Up Your Booking Form video, it calculated that this appointment is going to take 1 hour and 15 minutes approximately. So factoring in drive times, these times would work on September 17th. And we don't have any other appointments on September 17th, so this is pretty much the whole day. But note that we actually close at 5 p.m. It's giving us the last appointment, 3. So it's leaving us a decent bit of space, but fitting everything together as much as possible, accounting for drive time and all of that. So now Mr. Lawrence can click, say, 2 p.m. appointment, and now that's scheduled. He can add it to his Google Calendar. He can view the estimate as a PDF again. And if he wants to make changes to this appointment or pay for it, he can contact the cleaning service. So now if we go back to our calendar, I'll refresh this page. Now we see Mr. Lawrence's appointment on Thursdays. So we have the Wednesday appointment and the Thursday appointment. And that goes through October as well. Thursday appointments and Wednesday appointments. And if they were to ever conflict, like say the Wednesday appointment was pushed to Thursday and it might conflict, or maybe there wouldn't be enough time in between them, it'll move the schedule around so that you have time enough for everything. So that's how a calendar works. This is a very powerful tool. Helps you optimize your schedule. Make sure you're getting the most done in the least amount of time. Next, we're going to look at how to set up your company and user settings. We talked a little bit about this in the how to set up your booking form video, but we're going to go into all the other settings in this next one.